Hey man,
Hey.
how's it going?
You guys are kind of used to being home a lot, right?
Yeah, funny that you mentioned that because we didn't know if this was today or tomorrow because we didn't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday or
You guys have family in Oshawa, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So you're just avoiding contact?
Yeah, we're trying to be as cautious as we can. Like I think that we talked about maybe at some point we'll like go to a park somewhere or something, or actually we can't even go to a park now. But like talking about like maybe meeting somewhere but like from a distance and talking, but it's like everybody's saying, well, at least what the government's saying is like try not to do any of that, like literally just stay isolated and lead by example. And like so we've been like doing this sort of conversation over the
Yeah,
Yes.
internet
the
stuff.
whole
Like
family.
it's not I mean it's not like very necessary to meet up somewhere and be like, hey, like see them, and like it's still we're still communicating and shit, right? So
So his mom's a big hugger, so it would be really hard on her.
Yeah, there will be hugs sometime in the future.
it's weird, but it's like I feel like we're all closer together than we've ever been. It's like distancing, but it's brought us all like I'm talking to people I haven't talked to in years now. It's like finally getting the time to reach out over social media and see how old friends have been doing and their lives and stuff. And it's like that aspect of it is just unbelievable. Like there's a lot of positive in this shitstorm.
Yeah. The pandemonium. Congrats, I guess, or just over a year ago, you guys put this out.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
there it
you.
is.
You guys had like a show almost exactly, was it March 21st? You guys had to postpone a date?
Yeah, we had the 19th, 20th, and 21st.
How far in advance did you find out that those shows were not going to go on?
That week. Everything was changing every day, right? Like I
Yeah.
know 2 weeks leading up to it, it didn't seem all that bad, so we were gonna keep going, and then yeah, it came down to the band just knowing that it was going too far. So
If any of your plans change for the next couple of months?
Yeah,
a
like
little bit, like in the sense that we had some canceled contracts, some shows we hadn't even announced yet
Right.
were happening. So there was that. But as far as like writing and recording, that's been our focus, and that was always going to be our focus during this time. So
as far as plans changing, like our whole lives changed.
it actually did. It felt like it was overnight.
Yeah. So I mean,
Like our
yeah,
jam
it's
space is in our condo now, as opposed to
the whole
in a different building.
Right.
everything.
Our
Everything
treadmill
has
is now
changed.
in here instead of in the gym.
You guys are in a unique scenario where you don't have to, if you have songwriting to do or brainstorming or jamming to do, you guys don't have to do it over a video conference app.
Yes, we're very lucky in that sense.
It's that has been really really great. Like being able to just like get up in the morning, grab a coffee, and then just dive into everything.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. And because there were so many things that keep us from doing that, and the distractions and all these other things. And it's like as artists, it's just like it's incredible to just be able to listen to so much music now too. Like even there's so many albums I've been dying to get my hands on, and just sit and like front to back listen to it. And now is the time to do it. And it's just like having that time is just like the blessing in disguise. Like it's that has been incredible to be able to do that.
Is there anything that you've revisited from your past or discovered for the first time that you would want to recommend right here?
uh yeah, like being able to revisit all the Soundgarden stuff for me has
Oh, wow.
been just like heaven, man. Revisiting that stuff has just been phenomenal.
We got really into older Our Lady Peace, actually.
Oh, wow.
We
Yeah,
dug up
that
the
stuff was great.
CDs. We actually like dug up our CD books. We're like,
Yeah.
what have we heard in a while? And they were like, pulled
Yeah.
out Spiritual
Yeah.
Machines.
Did you have to buff any of them? Get rid of
Oh,
some
yeah.
Oh,
scratches?
some of them were not holding
This
in
buff,
well.
this buff.
Oh, that's something I never realized I missed.
It's funny, man, too. It's like, you know, having the time to just go through old like hard copy stuff too, like this our binders of CDs, like
Yeah.
some of the albums that we've had in our CD books, like I totally forgot about, and then just get so excited seeing them again and be like, oh yeah, this fucking album, and then just like throw it on, just like yes.
Well, we
Oh
have
wait,
a bunch here.
hang on a second. This is one of many like heavy binders. There's just like hundreds of CDs in here. Like it's amazing. I don't even know where to begin. This was page number 2. I haven't listened to that album in so long. It's amazing. Look at this. This is another big one. I haven't listened to this one in a while.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best right there.
That's the only Metallica album I like to listen to anymore.
We've been so focused on our own stuff. I know Jonny pulled out the new Pearl Jam album today, so I haven't had a chance to hear that, but I look forward to listening to that one.
You said that right this time of year was already going to be dedicated to writing new music?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So your your timeline hasn't been affected too much.
Yeah, only really the studio portion of it, because I think
Right.
we're supposed to be in the studio now. But that actually works out better, because now that we have this whole new setup, I think we've already written 5 songs here since
Yeah.
lockdown. So it's giving us a chance to do more.
Anytime in life when we have our systems shocked, we dive into the creative mentality, and like and that passion is kind of sparks a lot of emotion and a lot of thoughts that creates great music, you know, and great art in general. It's for us as artists, when we get in too much of a routine or too much of a safe thing, that's when we're not really as excited about what we're creating, because there's no real inspiration coming from emotion. And I think that you know, I can't speak for other artists or other musicians, but for us it's an emotional experience, like to create music that we're very passionate about or that we want to share with other people. So something like this has completely changed in the direction that we were even writing, and the direction of our new album. It's all part of being an artist, really. Like we consider ourselves artists first, musicians sort of second, you know, like
Yeah,
so
I mean, I'm
it's
not Neil Peart.
yeah. Yeah. So it's yeah. It's a funny reference.
Just saying.
Well, are you trying to say that there will be some sort of tribute to Neil Peart in your drum playing on the new record, Renee?
No. I mean,
Tom Sawyer.
You said you've written 5 new songs since the beginning of the Great Isolation of 2020.
it's given us a chance to reinvent ourselves,
Okay.
which is huge. And like it's always extremely exciting to have the time and opportunity to do that as artists, because it's like it's the reinvention is like you feel like a different person after you start to reinvent the craft, you know. So it's exciting. We definitely have something different this time around that I don't know
But not
if people
so different. Like, we're not a country band now.
No, we're not we're still a rock band.
Is there a timeline or a deadline for this album, or is that just all up in the air
That's
like
the
everything
beauty of
else?
it.
Yeah.
There's
Just don't even know when we can get into the studio.
Yeah.
there's no timeline or anything. We're just writing and creating, and that's it. Which is a great feeling, because I hate thinking about timelines. It's like, you know, what's the rush?
So what are you guys doing other than making kick-ass new music and teasing us with possible direction changes for the Standstills. Are you binge watching shows about the Tiger King like the rest of the world?
Johnny
did.
pulled it off. Yeah.
I got into it.
Could you not do it, Renee?
No.
Me neither.
You know what? I got like a half hour into the first episode, and it was something about a snow leopard in the back of a guy's hot van. And I was just like, I can't do this. And even though I know it became less about animals and more about the drama of the people, I was just like, I'm not interested.
But Johnny got through it.
It was like it's the typical like
train wreck.
I was just about to say that. It was like it's exactly what it is. And I feel like a whore for watching it.
That was like 7 years ago. I caught him watching Honey Boo Boo. I'm like,
oh God.
So we have a trend. I'm
like, what the hell? He's like, I can't
Just
stop. I can't stop.
Was there one thing you didn't get when you were at the grocery store?
Hot dogs.
We had the same thing.
It's all we can think about now that it's warm out. We can smell barbecues. I'm like, God, I want a hot dog.
Is there anything you want to talk about for the near future? Any plans you guys have for your own social media?
Anything that we will plan, though, we usually will send through our mailing list. If we're setting something up, a performance or that sort of thing, then that's kind of like been our spot.
Yeah.
But
and dishing out old material, like I know we have something called the Vault, which we open here and there because we have a pretty big back catalog from when we signed to the label. So
like pre-label.
Yeah,
pre-label
so we're going to be giving them more and more music from the back catalog.
All the independent recordings and all the early development stage music.
It's a little bit scary.
When we listen to it, we're like, ooh.
Your early attempts at Rush covers.
Yeah.
It's all Rush covers.
To access that, that's for the Outlaws on your website?
Yeah, if you just go on the website, if you're new to the website, it will just pop up automatically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Outlaws, which is a section of the website at the top.
Just like it's like a free thing.
Do you guys have any predictions or thoughts as to what you'd like to see different on the other side of this mess?
I have some thoughts of what I would like to see. I think that like through something like this is in a lot of ways it's brought us a lot closer as like a community of our country and a community of like global proportions, and I think that looking at how this has affected the world, even through like giving a chance for nature to kind of come back in a way, and really kind of putting a view on what the path of everything was headed, as far as us not kind of really respecting our resources in the world, and the bottom line kind of taking over what's most important, which is the future of everybody, and the future of what we are on this planet. This is epic. But I just think that like looking at everything and like and thinking about things like our own mortality and the mortality of everybody, like this is a huge thing. This is a huge deal that we've been all isolated. We've been put into a position because shit has just gotten out of control. Like we should look at things and how we can share more, as opposed to just taking and snubbing other people out of the picture for our own personal benefit and our own selfishness. Like I think that this is coming through this, we should all be move forward in a more community driven society. Like look at not everything being about money and greed and all that shit, and put all that egotistical stuff aside and look at it as trying to be a better community and a more loving community across the board for whatever it is, you know. But that's something that we've always been advocates of, and we've done a lot of charity work. You know, we when we were on tour with Our Lady Peace, we sponsored a village in Africa, in Nakai, Zimbabwe, and we've had time to really open our eyes and see the world in a different view and from a different perspective. And we've been living with these changes for a little while, and I'd like to see things get a lot better after this, and not be, you know, as chaotic. Yeah, not just come back to a normal, the way that things were before. And I think that it's important for us to kind of internalize a lot of big things that were headed in the wrong direction, and not make mistakes, the same mistakes coming out of this.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep. That's
the electric car forever. Why have we not, you know, like, fuck.
No, I get it. Renee, are you in the same boat?
Yeah, and I just think bringing things back to nature too, like try to grow your own food, like some of it. Like I know it's hard to maintain a garden, but even something as simple as herbs, you know what I mean? Actually, that's kind of a side project I'm doing right now, is breaking apart a pallet and making a vertical planter outside. So
for a bunch of weed plants.
Yeah. For herbs.
Thanks so much for taking time to chat, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this has been awesome. It's good seeing you.
Yeah.